So welcome to the training video of SuperSCADA's raw material usage and figures. So to start with, just go to the home menu here at the top left hand corner, the 9 squares, the home menu, click on that and go to manufacturing. Now as a default, the filter on all of the batches and the manufacturing orders goes to do. So if I get rid of that filter, it then shows all of the batches made, and if I click on the reference just to sort it by reference, if I click on twice, this here, manufacturing order 42-002, is in fact the most recent one that we've made today. So if I click on this here, up comes the details about the batch. So there's some date stuff there, and then here are some of the raw materials. And this is under the components tab, but the more interesting component tab is this SuperSCADA tab here. So it shows the raw materials, which weigher or metering feeder it was fed on, which feeder it came out of, the required weight in kilos 56 and the actual weight 56.32, and any substitutions and so on. Now if I want to print out that, I go to print. I then go to print SS production order. Now all printouts by default get loaded into the default download directory on your computer, and here comes up with a list. Here's the most recent one. So this is the report on that batch with the required information like that, and here are all the raw materials, the feeders, what's required, what was actually weighed out. And if you want to print that, then you'll go to you'll have some tab somewhere to be able to print that out onto the printer of your choice. So if we go back to the manufacturing orders, so that's how you get in each individual batch. So if you go to this home menu here and go back to inventory, and then on the top line here, reporting, moves history. Now this is a list here. In fact, it's over 3,800 entries here, and this shows all of the stock movements. Now we're interested in consumption, as in raw material consumption, and you can see these ones clicked down here. Now if you don't have this list on your system, click on the little field selector here, and then you can select it by these two here, in production and consumption. So now what we can do is we can add a filter. Just say we're only interested in consumption, that's the raw material consumption. So we're now down to 3,200 entries, and if you're in if you want to look at a particular date, there's various date ranges here, or the last so many days and months, or you can add a custom filter. So if you go down to custom filter here, if we select a category, and now there's a huge number of categories here, but if you're interested in a date range, select date. Now it will default today between well, that's today, that's at midnight to the midnight tonight. You can apply that, and now we're down to 67 entries. So if we go over here to the left hand side and select all of those, go to print, and then this SS move line summary report, and it generates a report of, totals up all of those usages. And if I click on the report to open it up, here it is now. So for instance, barley, this is the total amount fed and the number of times, 9 times. So here we have, so far today, 1,917 kilos, and they've been fed 67 times. So if we go back to the list here, what you can do is you can group it by product. So these show the individual raw materials, and if you're interested in a particular raw material, you can say peas. You can expand this out, then click on the selection button up here on the left, and then you can go to print, this report again. Now this time it'll only select the P's that you've selected. Here's our report, and here is this P's, so many kilos the total. So go back to Odoo as well. What you can do is, so if we remove this product grouping here, and there are some other little tabs up here to the top right. So if I go to what they call a pivot table, and I get rid of the date one, you'll see now. So we're looking now at 3,200 odd raw material entries. So if I click on this plus for the total, and then I can select the product. So these are all of the individual raw materials. We've still got the consumption up there. So here are the individual ones here. And if we want to expand this tab, just say we have date and just say the day's date. So now these are all the days that we've had production. This is today, the 13th of August, and then you can see the number of times that each was fed, and there are various other ways you can do it, but that just gives you a flavour of what you can do. So thank you for your interest. There'll be more details in further videos.